I'm from Meriden, Connecticut. I was born June 13th, 1995, Cook Avenue, Old Hospital. Everybody know what that is.
Now, if people don't know what Meriden is, what's the closest popular city one may be familiar with?
What, in Connecticut?
In Connecticut, outside of Connecticut?
Probably New Haven, Hartford,
Okay.
Bridgeport.
And how far are you from these distances?
About 20, 30 minutes. Not too far at all, actually.
You still live in Meriden?
Yeah, I
Okay.
still live in Meriden, born and raised.
Now, how far is New York City?
About an hour and a half from me. 2 hours at the most. But I mean, on the train, probably like hour and a half. But driving, like 2 hours.
Now, New York City is a big capital for music.
Yeah.
Especially rap, hip-hop music. Somebody watching this might question and say, you're only an hour and a half from New York City.
Yeah.
Why not move to New York and pursue the music career?
I mean, it's not too far from me, but I actually go out there. My engineer is out there.
Why not live there? Why not pursue the career there instead of all the traveling back and forth?
I mean, that's a good question. I could actually move out there, but I feel like there's more opportunities probably in like states like out here in Atlanta or LA. In New York?
Was there ever a thought of moving to Atlanta or LA?
Yeah, to LA. Because when I did my last interview with Say Cheese in Atlanta, in LA, I wanted to move out there. It's pretty nice. This was my first time being out there in February.
Why haven't you done that move yet?
Probably because like I'm not really like I don't really want to move too far away from my family right now at the moment. But I mean, soon coming. It's coming soon. It's coming real soon, actually. Sooner than they think.
Now, growing up in Meriden, what was that like for you? Can you paint that picture for us?
I could paint it perfectly for you. I mean, growing up in Meriden, everybody knew who I was because just who my background and who my dad was. My dad was playing in the league when I was coming up, so I mean everybody knew who I was.
What league?
The NFL.
What was your dad's name?
Rashawn Spikes, running back. My dad he's the best running back to ever come out of Connecticut. My dad still got records in Connecticut.
What teams did he play for?
He was with the Cleveland Browns and the Carolina Panthers, and he also played overseas too.
How much time did he play in the NFL?
2 years in the NFL.
And overseas?
And overseas, a couple years overseas, but then he had got injured, and then when he tore his Achilles, and then he was trying to come back and play again. He actually signed it. My dad actually signed a contract for 50 racks with a team overseas, but he never showed up.
Did he have to give the money back?
No, and he never got the money. He never showed up.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
I got you. With stuff like that, I don't know if they give you like half up front and then you get the rest per game. I never knew how it worked. Sometimes there's also signing bonuses, things of that nature.
My dad needed 3 more, and my dad would have played 3 more years in the NFL. He would have been getting paid for the rest of his life if he would have played 3 more years.
Why didn't he?
Injuries.
Injuries in the NFL.
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
Oh, I thought he did that overseas.
No, he tore his Achilles in the NFL.
Ah, so he tore his Achilles in the NFL.
Yep, then went and played overseas.
I see. And then the overseas stopped and he disappeared because he injured himself again?
Yeah, his Achilles was messed up.
So twice.
Yeah.
Pretty tough.
It is.
Now,
I'm trying to make up for all of that though.
You are?
Yeah, that's why I'm here.
Now, growing up, having an NFL football player for a dad sounds like an easy ride.
Nah, it was.
Sounds sweet.
Yeah, you're right.
It was for you?
Growing up for me was easy. I'm not even gonna lie. Everything just handed to me. So it was different. Like as I got older, I saw it like it was different. It got worse for me as I got older. You know how people grow up and it's bad? I grew up with it being easy. It got worse as I got older.
Wait, so some people grow up and it's bad and it gets easier. You were the opposite.
Yep.
It started out sweet and got worse.
Real sweet. Yep. My dad. It started off to the point where my dad was playing with the Cleveland Browns. This was like I want to say, this was back in 2000. I was only like 5, 6 years old my dad would come home from the league. He was giving me like $300 a week in
And
all ones.
And you were 6 years old.
Pulling up in a Lexus with TVs in the back of the car and everything. So it was like, I was living like, it was more like luxury for me. I was loving it.
Spoiled.
Spoiled, yep, that's right. That's the right word. I'm not going to lie about it.
How did things start to dissipate from those times? How did it get worse?
When I probably want to say, probably when I graduated high school. Because growing up, it was just, really it was me and my mom, because my dad was out doing his football thing. So it was me and my mom. I was the only child. I was the only child till I was 14. I was 14. My dad had a daughter. My oldest sister, Rashaya Spikes. She actually lives out here in Atlanta right now.
Okay.
So then she was born, and then I graduated high school. My mama had got married. My mama had got married while I was in high school. She got married, and we went to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? I actually I see a lot because I'm white and black. So I see the differences, you know what I'm saying, between things. And after my dad was in the NFL, my dad he joined the Nation of Islam. So my dad goes by Alim Shabazz now. So I'm a prophet. I'm a prophet in him. So then, like, my mama had got married to a Cuban, and I'm not even gonna lie, I didn't really get along with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything was cool, but there was glimpses where, like, he was disrespecting me to a certain point. So I got away from that. You know what I'm saying? I graduated high school. I was playing basketball. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knew me. I was doing my basketball thing. I went off. I was at prep school. I went to a prep school in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Shout out S4G. That's in Raleigh, North Carolina. I was down there doing my ball thing. I got a scholarship to a JUCO in Ohio. I took my scholarship offer. I did a year in Ohio, but it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. So I just was like, man, like, fuck this basketball shit, man. I came home from college, and then my boy Digi, he was already doing the music thing, so he had an interview set up with Say Cheese with Sean Cotton. So I was like, all right, I'm about to just record a song. I started recording. Everybody was telling me it was hot, so I just kept going. I went and did the interview, and I've just been going since then, since last summer. Everything basically started last summer, and it's gonna keep on going.
When you went to Ohio, that was a Division I school, Division II?
Yeah, Division I junior college, Cincinnati State Junior College. My head coach, actually, he was coached by a lot of people know him, Bob Huggins. Bob Huggins is a coach for West Virginia University. That's who he was coached by. So I didn't really like him. No, he was a dickhead. Andre Tate. I didn't really like him. It was all politics. I mean, there was a couple kids on my team at my JUCO whose dads played in the league, so that had a lot to do with it. He was more on some like favoritism type stuff.
Explain how this stuff works. When you play college basketball, there's JUCO, there's Division I, Division II. I mean, explain how.
There's also NAIA too. There's a lot of different divisions. Division I JUCO, that's basically like, all right, Division I JUCO is basically kids who you don't have the grades yet, and you still, you know what I'm saying, you're borderline of getting your grades up and still going D1. And then you got the transfer kids, like, for instance, I had a kid on my team who, Lindsey Hunter IV, his dad played in the league with the Pistons. He was a D1 transfer. He came from Jackson State, and then he came to our JUCO at Cincinnati State. So it basically goes by, if you don't got the grades, you gotta go JUCO. That's basically how it goes. And if you got the grades, you're gonna be able to commit to the college you want to go to. I mean, I had Division I letters though. I was getting looked at by a couple different D1 schools. I was getting letters to my house in Connecticut. My first letter I actually got was from Liberty University, Division I, Big South Conference. That was the first college that ever sent me a letter.
Why didn't you go the Division I route?
I didn't have the grades. That's why I had to go to junior college. I didn't have the grades.
So if you get the grades up with the junior college, then you can upstream to Division I?
Yeah, if you got the grades, you'll go D1. We used to have D1 schools in the gym at my JUCO. We'd have D1 schools come in and watch us practice. A couple, Cleveland State, they was coming to watch us practice all the time.
Now, if you're able to upstream, will a Division I or to school, will they offer a scholarship still?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
If your grades are there, that's basically what they look at, because they already know if you're in a JUCO, they already know you got the talent. They just looking at your grades and your GPA really. But I didn't have the. I mean, I had the GPA going for myself when I was in JUCO, but stuff on the court wasn't going for me. So I just was like, man, I'm done with this. I gotta get to this money. I wasn't worried about, because I was already getting money. Because I was on a scholarship, so I was getting money back from the school. So I figured I was getting 5 bands back from my JUCO. So I'm like, I might as well just start doing this music stuff. I'm getting this free money back from being on a scholarship. You know what I'm saying? I might as well do what I want to do with it.
But in comparison to maybe becoming an NBA player, this is small time stuff. This is small money. 5 bands.
Yeah.
You didn't want to pursue a Division I and maybe be on an NBA team?
I mean, I wanted to. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to, but things just weren't going the way I wanted it to go. And it's like, it was more basketball. The way I mean, I'm gonna keep it real with you. The reason why I was doing basketball is deep. I'm gonna keep it real with you right now. It was deep, because at the time when I was in high school, I'm gonna keep it real with you, Smallz. When I was in high school, my senior year, right, I started dating this girl. She was committed to UConn University, right? She was a McDonald's All-American. So she was playing in the McDonald's game, you know what I'm saying? And the reason why she didn't want to be with me, because I wasn't on the level she was on. So, you know what I'm saying? When she left me, I knew, all right, I had to start, you know what I'm saying? I got to get on my shit. So that's when I really started taking basketball serious. My senior year, that's when I was really like starting to get buckets, I would say. I was getting buckets my senior year. Everybody know that.
So before it was for fun, it was just chilling, it was whatever,
Yeah,
if it happens, if it happens?
Yeah, I wasn't taking it serious because like growing up, my dad always wanted me to like be into sports. Like when I was 6, 7 years old, my dad was trying to train me, like get me to work out, do this, do that. I wasn't really into it like that. I would just, you know what I'm saying? Because I already like, I had everything going for myself. You know what I'm saying? I was established. I was getting everything I wanted. So I was like, I just didn't really want, I wasn't really like, I was into sports, but I didn't really want to take it that serious like that. I'm going to be honest with you.
His only son at that time, too.
Yeah, yep. I was the only son, yep.
Only child.
Only child, yep. I was only child till I was 14 years old.
Do you think he felt some type of way about that? That you weren't into playing sports like he was?
Maybe a little bit, because he always was trying to like get me to work out. Like, yo, let's do this, let's do that. And I just would be like, I didn't want to do it. Because I was more like growing up, because I was with my mom all the time. So I just was like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really want to do none of that. I was just so used to being with my mom all the time. My mom didn't really, you know what I'm saying? She didn't care about if I was doing that. I was like just running around, doing whatever I wanted to. And then I'd be with my dad, and then it'd be different. He'd want me to work out and stuff, and I wasn't used to that. If I would have been raised with my dad every day, it would have been different. That's why, like, I got a little brother right now. I'm not even gonna lie. He about to be 4 years old. My little brother. His name is Supreme Elohim Spikes. He's gonna be like my dad. That's my dad's prodigy. He's already working out. He do sit-ups, all of that.
At 4 years old?
At 4 years old. He turns 4 next month in September. But he's a prodigy of my dad. That's why my dad named him Supreme. That's why I got this hat on right now, the Supreme hat.
Do you feel some type of way that your younger brother is his protege?
No, I don't feel no type of way, because we're family, you know what I'm saying? And I already knew that my dad wanted a son that was gonna be just like him, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't me, you know what I'm saying? Then when I was 14, I had my dad had a daughter with my little sister, Rashaya Spikes. So that's just the way it went. Now he got his son. Now he got his prodigy that's gonna be just like him. I mean that's just the way it goes. That's just how it's gonna be.
Does your sister play sports?
No, she's not into sports right now, but I think she will be. My dad talked about he wanted to get her into boxing at some point. She's still young.
Is she kind of like you, where she doesn't take the playing sports so serious or not into it?
Yeah, probably because she's more like, just like how I was growing up. She's with her mom. She's out here with her mom right now.
Now, how old were you when your parents separated?
They separated, I want to say, they probably separated They probably were completely done around the time my dad went to the league, which was around 2000.
What age were you?
I was 5 years old around that time.
So that's when they separated and you started living with your mom.
I was always living with my mom. I was always living with my mom growing up, because my dad was out doing his football thing. So, but I would always fly out. I would always go to the games and stuff, and be around the NFL players.
So even though he was separated, he was still consistently in your life through the years?
Always.
Okay.
He'd always come home, and he'd always was giving me money and stuff. And that's why I always thought, like, damn, like, this is nothing. That's why I always, like, I didn't really care about nothing else, because I was getting everything I wanted. I had everything I wanted. I had video games, everything. I had everything I wanted. And then until things changed when my mom had got a new boyfriend when I got older. He was a hater, though. He's a hater. My stepdad is a hater. He tried to tell me that my life was a lie and that I wasn't going to sign to college. And I still signed a scholarship to college. But that's besides the point. But that's just to let everybody know. I still went to college. And I signed my scholarship on his kitchen table.
So at this point, not good terms with your stepfather.
No, not at all. I really don't like him. But the crazy thing is about it, Smallz, is that I don't like my stepdad, but I make music with his cousin. And his cousin we got some good music that's gonna be coming out this year.
Did you honestly give him a chance to be
I gave
in your
him
life?
a chance. I gave him a chance because it was like, this is how it went. You know what I'm saying? My mom got married, I want to say, my freshman or sophomore year. I want to say they got married. My whole family, we flew out to Mexico. I was in Cabo on a resort. You know what I'm saying? Free room service, all of that. Living a good life out there. Everything was good. I had respect for him, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew him my whole life because he was cool with my uncles. So I already knew who he was. I already knew who he really was. Then, like, I want to say, like, 8th grade. Matter of fact, it was 7th grade. We moved to a house. It was me, my mom, my stepdad. We moved to a house. He was living in the suburbs. 8th grade came around one day. I'm at the house. Because this is when, like, 8th grade, I was into video games. So I was playing, like, I don't know if you heard of game battles. I was playing game battles, like, heavy. Like, I was on 2K. I was ranked in game battles, like, top 3 in the leaderboards on game battles. This motherfucker came in the house one day and just, like, I'm chilling. I got my headset on. He ripped the headset off my head and threw it at the wall. He's like, oh, your mom said turn that shit down. I'm like, all right. Next thing I know, like, my mom come into the room, pushed him, spit on him and shit. He was chasing me outside in the snow for no reason, just because he was drunk.
Sounds toxic.
Yeah, pretty toxic, right? And then, like, I graduated high school, right? So this is, like, 4 or 5 years later now I graduated high school. I was doing my basketball thing, so I wanted to go to prep school, you know what I'm saying? Because the thing with basketball, when you're doing the prep school thing, you reclassify. So you get an extra year of high school, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not fully developed the way you want to be, you know what I'm saying? So you get your schools that want to look at you and shit. He's telling my mom, oh, don't send him to prep school. What if he flunks out? I'm hearing all of this from my room, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh man, this dude's a straight hater, man. You're hating on me for no reason because I'm trying to do good for myself. My mom sent the money for me to go to prep school without him knowing. He didn't even know. My mom sent the money off to my prep school and I just went. He didn't even know. And then he tried to tell me that I wasn't going to go to college, that my life was a lie, and that all the money my mom spent for me to go to prep school was a waste and all this and that. He just was on some... He was just 100% hater. That's why I don't like him. That's why the reason why I'm really doing this music is to prove him wrong, because I already know what I'm capable of.
Can this relationship be fixed?
It could be fixed, but it'll never be fixed until he admits that he, like, feel me, like, he told me my life was a lie. And he still to this day won't say it. Like, nobody in my family really knows, like, my aunts, my uncles. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm white and black, you feel me? So I see the best of both worlds, you know what I'm saying? I don't spend too much time around my white side of the family. Not that, you know what I'm saying, nothing to do with them, but I just don't want to be around him because, like, I could be around family and not have to worry about none of that. So I don't really come around him. And I'm not coming around him until he really, like, apologized for what he did. And my mom know that. I told my mom that. You know what I'm saying? That I won't be around until, like, he apologized to me or until he's not around. I won't really be around like that. But I'm saying I love my mom, I love my aunts and my uncles, but they don't even, to this day right now, they don't even know the real reason why I'm really not around, why I don't really spend no time around my family. Because my stepdad, he ruined all of that.
This doesn't sound good. This doesn't sound healthy. Your mom knowing this, your other family members may not know the reason why you don't hang around so much, but your mom does know.
Yeah, my mom really knows. My mom knows the truth, but the thing is that my stepdad thought he was slick about shit. Like, when he was telling me, oh, all of this and that, you're not going to college, this and that, my mom wasn't there for that shit. He'll come out of work, I'll be in my room I'll be chilling with a girl. He'll bust in my room, like, oh, come outside, come talk to me. Like, what do you want to talk about, bro? Like, I'm about to sign a scholarship to college. I'm not worried about nothing you're talking about. He'd be like, come outside and talk to me. You can't live under this roof until you get a job, this and that, this and that. I'm not worried about none of that, bro. I got shit I got to worry about. I'm about to sign a scholarship. You don't know what that feels like. Like, I got shit I got to worry about. He didn't understand that. He just thought that I was some regular kid walking around looking for a job or some shit. I wasn't like that. I already knew what I was capable of because, like, I already know who my dad is. He didn't understand that. But that's a lot that comes with it, too. Like, I feel like the reason why he was disrespecting me is because he knew who my dad was. And he knew who I was, and he didn't like that because he really into football, too. He's a big football fan. And I feel like he just didn't like that I come from that background. Like, I come from that pro shit. Like, my dad was a pro. And you can never take that from me. And I feel like that's what they hate. They hate that so much that they can never take that from me.
Has your mom tried to fix this? She knows the truth.
Yeah, she knows the truth, but she don't really want to tell nobody the truth because she knows that other people in my family gonna look at him differently. But I don't blame her for that because that's her husband, you feel me? But I didn't see some shit. Like, I don't really respect him at all because, like, there have been times where, like, there was one time where, like, my phone had broke and I had my mom's phone one time. And I'm looking through her phone and shit. Like, and he, like, texting my mom saying, like, all types of crazy shit. Like, saying, like, this and that. He don't need her and shit. And that my brother and sister are always going to be good. Because my mom got 2 kids with him, you feel me? And he's just talking all types of nonsense. Like, that's why I don't really like him. Because he's disrespectful and then tries to act like he still respects you. Like, he disrespected me and he'll still tell my family members that he still loves me. But he still has yet to apologize to me for the shit that he said. That's why I don't respect him as a man at all. And he's lucky that I could have stick the dogs on him if I wanted to because my dad done scared a couple of my mama's boyfriends in the past. Because they already know what kind of time my dad is on. That's why I helped him out. You know what I'm saying? When I was going through a lot of shit with my stepdad, I never really told my dad what was going on because I already knew what kind of time my dad was on. My dad is in that street shit, and he's straight to it. He's gonna get straight to it with you, like, you're not putting your hands on my son. Like, he already know what kind of time it is. My stepdad didn't really understand that, I thought, so. That's why I completely moved out. I came home from college. But this another thing, Smallz. When I was in high school, like, I'll probably say, my senior year of high school, or a year after I graduated, I can't remember. I tried to throw a party one time at my mom's house, you feel me? Because I had a nice house, you feel me? Like, I had my own floor at my crib. I got my own floor. I got a living room, a kitchen. I got 2 bedrooms, you feel me? I got an in-ground pool, you feel me? They was about to go to the beach house one weekend, so I said, fuck it. I'm about to throw a party, you feel me? Like, I got this shit on Instagram and shit. I'm about to throw a party. And then, like, somebody saw it and told my mom or somebody, then, like, they had locked me out. Like, because I already had the crib. Like, I'm about to stay at the crib. They had locked me out, so I couldn't even get in the house. So I'm like, damn, they didn't lock me out. My stepdad has been holding grudges on that shit ever since. Like, he still talks about that shit. Like, I came home from college, from my JUCO, and he's like, oh, you can't be in the house. You can't be in the house without us here. Like, because you tried to throw a party a couple years ago. Like, he cares about shit nobody cares about. That's why I don't respect him as a man, because he's a coward, if you ask me. He's a coward. That's why I really just, I'm focused on, right now at this point in my life, I'm focused on myself. Because I know where I'm headed. And I don't need him, and I don't need no negative energy. Because, like, I come from a family that I don't have to worry about that shit. Like, I don't have to worry about, like, the shit that they care about, I don't have to worry about that shit. Like, I don't care about none of that shit. Like, I'm doing me.
Is this type of activity that you've had to deal with and endure, has it been mentioned in your music?
Has it been mentioned in my music? Yeah,
Yeah.
it has, yeah. I got a lot of music that's coming out this year. Like, I only got one video that's on YouTube right now. It's like, it's at like 10K, maybe a little bit over 10K. Like, I got a couple songs on SoundCloud. I just been stacking up my vault. I got like 50 songs right now. Like, I'm about to start like going crazy this year.
But talking about like family member situations, stuff that's going on under this roof, is it talked about in your music?
It's talked about. It's talked about. Everybody gonna know this year. I'm dropping a lot of music this year. I'm talking about all of that. I'm talking about all of that stuff. All of it.
Do you think there needs to be some sort of counseling or family therapy for this stuff?
Not with me, because I'm not worried about, like, that's all, like, to me, that's just distractions to me. I'm not really worried about none of that. I'm doing me, you feel me? I feel like he was just on some hatred type of stuff, because, like, everything I'm doing in my life speak for itself. I feel like he was more upset because, like, the city was doing articles on me and stuff. I started getting looked at by colleges, and they didn't expect that to come, because, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you growing up and you into college and you getting looked at by colleges, that shit happens at a young age, like freshman, sophomore year, even like in middle school you get looked at by colleges. I didn't get my first letter until I went to prep school, you feel me? I got a D1 letter after high school finished already. My family, they didn't really know how to handle that shit. Like, I feel like they didn't really know how to handle that. Like, me, like, changing my life, you feel me? They didn't really know how to handle it. The only person that really, like, knew what was going on was my mom. Everybody else, they didn't know what was going on. Only my mom knew what was going on, because my mom has always been there for me. So, like, she knows what's going on with me. She knows what I'm trying to do. Everybody else is just, like, in their own, like, type of world type shit.
You have a good relationship with your mother?
Yeah, I have a real good relationship with my mom, but, like, since I, like, haven't got along with my stepdad, like, I mean, I see my mom, but, like, I kind of separated myself from everybody. I'm just focused on myself, because I don't got time for no negativity right now. Like, I'm trying to get to it. I'm trying to get to this money, and I'm trying to make good music. I'm not really worried about all the extra shit. They be worried about, like, extra shit that I'm not worried about. Like, stupid shit. Like, my stepdad is a fucking dumbass. I don't like him at all. Like, I don't care. I don't like him. Like, what kind of person tells you, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm 18, 19 years old. I'm fresh out of high school. I've grown up around you my whole life. And you're telling me, like, I come in the house and he's like, oh, you're smoking marijuana, you're killing yourself. You got asthma. Like, bro, I grew out of asthma like a couple years ago, bro. Like, I been grew out of asthma, bro. Like, you just sound like a hater. You're telling me I'm killing myself because I'm smoking weed at the age of 19? Like, who says that to somebody? You know what I'm saying? I'm in my peak. I'm coming up. I'm just out of high school. Like, who are you talking to? Like, I'm not worried about nothing you're saying. I'm worried about what I gotta do. You don't even know what's going on. That's why I don't respect him, because he just talks. That's all you do is talk. You don't really know. He don't got nothing to really back up none of his talk. And he's scared too. Like, he's a scary man.
Well, just in terms of marijuana, there's positive and negative stuff with marijuana. So,
oh yeah, of course.
You know, somebody watching this could say, hey, you know what? It sounds like he's hating on you, but in other ways it sounds like with the marijuana conversation, he's looking out also.
But at the same time, I grew up around all this shit. I grew up around watching parties go on in front of me and beer pong, you know. I grew up in front of all that shit, so there's not no telling me nothing. I grew up around this shit. Like, seen the parties with a full house full of people. I grew up around this shit. So there's no telling me nothing. There's no telling me nothing. I grew up around, like, he's best friends with my uncles. Like, nigga, I've known you my whole life. There's nothing telling me, like, you can't tell me nothing. I know exactly who you are. You just trying to act different because you see me growing up, so you think you could be a father figure for me, but you're forgetting who my father really is. So that's really what it is. He's mad because he not really my dad. That's what it really come down to, I think. But I'm not worried about it because I know who my dad really is, so I don't really care about what he got to talk about.